Hello, I'm Fred Schneider, and you're tuned in to the Weekly Report, a look at news and insight related to programs and services provided by departments of the City of Kansas City, Missouri. Residents can learn about helpful city services and new innovations in the spring-summer issue of KC More, the city's biannual magazine. KC More is available online at kcmo.org/kcmore. Please note, while previous issues of KC More have been mailed to city households, the new issue is only available online as a cost savings measure. City Manager Troy Schulte has appointed Danny Rodert to the position of City Communications Director. Rodert previously served as the Communications Director to both Mayor Sly James and Congressman Emanuel Cleaver. He was also a Public Affairs Specialist for the Mid-America Regional Council. As the City Communications Director, Rodert will oversee the city's public information efforts, including the website, television production, print publications, and more. The city's Rich Knoll Pacesetter Award Review Board has awarded John Pager of KC BizCare with a March Pacesetter Award for his dedication, attention to detail, and excellent customer service.
Of course, now I get to work with this great team, which includes Rick and Sharon Kingsbury and Angeline Grady, and they, are just such dynamic individuals, and it's made my job so much easier. So the last thing I want to say is thank you to Mayor, and thank you, all of you, for all the hours that you're putting in making this city a better place so that young ladies like this one and thousands more like her will have opportunities in the future. So thank you very much.
To learn more or to nominate an employee, visit kcmo.org/pacesetter. Now let's check in with some of our city's departments for information and insight.
Hi, I'm Emanuel Cleaver, Congressman from the 5th Congressional District, and this is my friend Coco. Did you know that we have nearly 250,000 cats and dogs living here in Kansas City? However, only about 23,000 or 9%, only 9% are currently licensed. Thousands of these pets, just like Coco, are lost each year. And many are never returned or reunited with their owners since they lack identification. Licensing your pet will ensure that if your pet is lost and found, it will be returned to you instead of taken to the shelter. Regardless of whether your pet has been altered or unaltered, 1-year pet license are just $10. And a 3-year license is just $27. Now that's a small price to pay for all the love you get in return. Please keep a license tag on your pet at all times. And remember that all funds generated from license sales go toward improving the care and treatment of animals at the shelter. There are 3 ways to license your pet. You can visit the city's animal shelter at 4400 Raytown Road. You can contact your vet, and he or she may be able to sell pet licenses to you directly. Or you can visit Pet Data online at www.petdata.com. For more information and a list of participating vets and other licensing-related questions, visit the Animal Health and Public Safety Division's webpage at www.kcmo.org/animal. For myself and for my friend Coco, this is Congressman Emanuel Cleaver. Thank you very much. Say thank you, Coco.
Hi, I'm Janet O'Hagan with Kansas City Convention and Entertainment Facilities. This spring, your city facilities are hosting many exciting performances and events. Are you up for a new experience? If you've never watched the Kansas City Roller Warriors, you're missing a true blend of sport and spectacle. April 6th is their next home game at the Municipal Auditorium, and the season continues through August. Come out and see the Black Eye Susans, the Dreadnought Dorothys, the Knockouts, and Victory Vixens go toe-to-toe. For ticket prices and details on upcoming home games, visit kcrollerwarriors.com. Broadway Magic comes to Kansas City from April 9th to the 14th at the Music Hall, with a spectacular production of Mary Poppins. Critics have called it roof-raising, toe-tapping, high-flying extravaganza, as well as a perfect piece of musical theater. So gather your family and friends and get swept up in the fun. Walk-up sales are available at the Municipal Auditorium box office Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can also purchase your tickets at Ticketmaster.com or by calling 800-745-3000. Eat, drink, and help support harvesters at the 17th Annual Forks and Corks on April 25th at the exquisite Grand Ballroom at the Kansas City Convention Center. A wonderful selection of fine food, wine, specialty beers, and coffee will be offered by several dozen local restaurants and beverage makers. The proceeds from last year's Forks and Corks event enabled harvesters to provide more than 1 million meals to the hungry throughout our community. Tickets are $90 in advance from harvesters.org or $100 at the door. To learn about more events taking place at Kansas City Convention and Entertainment Facilities, visit kcconvention.com and click on the event calendar or call 816-513-5000.
The Kansas City, Missouri Police Department acquired their first motorcycle around 1909. For over 100 years, KCPD wheel officers have been patrolling our streets, controlling traffic, escorting numerous presidents, and once, even the Pope. These last few weeks, the Police Academy has been hosting Wheel School, where newbies learn to handle their 800-pound two-wheelers. We spoke with Captain Mike Wood.
The officers have to receive 80 hours of training here at the track, and then after that, once they're selected and they come to the unit, they'll ride with an FTO for 4 weeks. In the third week of that, they'll finally start, they'll do nothing but ride until the third week, and then they'll start integrating a little bit of traffic enforcement into that and show them, how to run the radar, get back on the bike and go catch up to the person that's just, they just caught speeding or whatever. There's very little classroom, just getting the nomenclature of the bike. Most of the stuff they do here deals with, there's a lot of break and escape, learn how to scrub speed quickly, but a majority of the stuff they're learning to do here is slow speed stuff. Motorcycles are pretty easy to drive fast. It's slow, tight quarters, which is the area that these guys are used to working in, where they have to drive in lanes of traffic, crowded traffic, and be able to go through lanes, narrow spaces, tight turns, that type of stuff. That's what a majority of the training they're learning here is. We are recognized as very good riders, very proficient at doing the escorts, and they're very good at what they do. There's a lot of motorcycles on the road nowadays. It's really a growing fad, and we have to be aware of the motorcycles out there. Use your mirrors, keep track of where they're at, listen for them, look for them.
One of the officers weaving their way through the cones will be familiar to most TV viewers. Sergeant Tony Sanders, who often met with many reporters over his 8 years in the KCPD media office, has taken on a new challenge.
This is a new experience for me. It's been challenging. I'm used to having a nice pen and a notepad in my other jobs. This one's totally out of the box for me, so to speak, but it's the most challenging thing I've ever done. It makes me think I should have spent more time in front of my kids' PlayStation. Police motorcycle riding is a lot different from my motorcycle that I used to have pull out on the weekends. This one's challenging for dealing in crowds and in the public and all the different hazards you have on the road, just to be able to work the motorcycle, the clutch, throttle, brake, be aware of your surroundings, what's in front of you, what's around you, what's coming on the side of you. It's pretty complicated. It's not just running out to the park on the weekends. It's challenging, and I don't think that everybody's made it that's gone through it, so it's just a personal challenge to me.
It costs approximately $25,000 to purchase a motorcycle and outfit it with the latest in technology and emergency equipment. It's just one more investment the citizens of Kansas City have made to make KC a safer place to live. I'm Officer Shelley Gaddis. Have a safe week.
just to start with, how was the ride this afternoon?
You know, it's terrific. Congressman Cleaver was kind enough to give me a visa to come to Kansas City. We're talking about green development, sustainability. This bike path is an example of giving people an opportunity to burn calories instead of fossil fuel. Great way to see the city, to have a chance to recreate and enjoy. And this is some pretty spectacular opportunity here.
What would you tell a person that, say, maybe are so used to their car and they go, man, I got to have my automobile? How you wean them from an automobile to a bicycle?
Well, the idea is to just give people choices. I mean, you think for a moment right now, how many people are stuck in traffic on their way to ride a stationary bike at a health club? You know, every person who's on that bike path is somebody who's not in a car in front of you or competing for a parking space. And the idea is not that everybody has to ride bikes, but we want to make sure that everybody can ride bikes.
Well, let me just say that, first of all, having Congressman Blumenauer in our community is in and of itself, I think, a treat, because he is the preeminent bicyclist in the nation. He's advocating this form of alternative transportation all over the country. I was in Ho Chi Minh City 2 years ago, and if you step outside, probably 98% of the people are riding bicycles with masks on because of all of the pollution. And we certainly don't want to get to that point, and I'm not saying that we're that close, but I am saying that this is something that can obviously reduce the burning of fossil fuel. This can also be one way in which we can become a more fit nation. I mean, we're being criticized as an obese nation, and if that's the case, then let's obese with bikes.
Congressman, how important is it to maintain and continue to attain funds to improve paths and stuff like this?
Well,
go ahead.
The federal government is cutting back. There's no question about it. But I don't think that this is a big funding item. And the people in our community ought to be very, very, very pleased to know that we have one of the top Parks and Rec directors in the country, Mark McHenry. And he's done a fabulously a great deal with a little money. And the federal government, I think, is going to continue to fund these kinds of programs, but it's going to boil down to a point where we're only going to go to cities like Kansas City, where the people are already moving. It's a lot easier to add on to than to begin.
All right, I have one more question on a lighter note. The congressman from Oregon appeared to be well at ease on his bicycle. Congressman Cleaver, how'd you do?
People pushed me. That's all I got to say. They're good people, otherwise they pushed me.
Looking ahead, the city's spring curbside leaf and brush collection continues the week of April 8th for residents in the city's South Zone. Pickup for residents in the North Zone will be the week of April 15th. Residents may leave up to 20 bags or bundles of leaves and brush on their curb on their regularly scheduled trash pickup day. Please note, collection for residents in the city's Central Zone has already taken place the week of April 1st. To find out when your pickup day is, visit kcmo.org/trash and click on Leaf and Brush Collection. Looking for a summer internship? The city will host the 9th annual Bright Future Employment Fair on Saturday, April 20th from 8:30 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. at UMKC's Pearson Auditorium. Any Kansas City, Missouri resident age 16 or older who is interested in a paid summer internship may attend. Professional attire is required. To learn more information, please visit kcmo.org/brightfuture. Kansas City will participate in the Show Me Green sales tax holiday from April 19th through the 25th. During this week, state and city sales tax will be eliminated from Energy Star qualified appliances purchased in Kansas City, Missouri. In addition, county tax will be eliminated from appliances purchased in the Clay, Platte, and Cass County areas of Kansas City. Appliances valued at $1,500 or less are eligible, including washers, dryers, refrigerators, and dishwashers, among others. For more information about this or any of today's stories, please log on to kcmo.org, scroll to the bottom right-hand corner, and click on the Weekly Report for links. Well, that does it for this edition of the Weekly Report. I'm Fred Schneider. Have a great week.